Hello there and welcome to my channel. It's Kate in the Nest and I hope you are well. It's Friday fun day here, the afternoon. It was shining with the sun before, but of course just in time for me to film. It's gone a little bit darker and cloudy. But thank you for being here. It's just a play, really, this afternoon. You may know that I was working on this little needle book, and I thought I'd show you where I'm up to. And there's one of my birds to tell a little story about. Okay, so I started this needle book. Oh, sorry. First of all, how are you? I'm sorry for rushing. I am grateful and never want to take it for granted that you are here. And actually, because I'm celebrating Fleur being in Perth, there's a little flower of Fleur's postcard that I just thought that's beautiful and belongs with these colours, doesn't it? Okay, so I started this needle book because I had this piece of quilting and I tried all sorts of combinations and I'm very happy with where I landed. This is a vase. Well, it's supposed to be a vase that needs some definition, but I have started embroidering the flowers, and the inspiration for that was this beautiful thrifted box of cottons that I got from the sewing basket in Sydney. So those colours I've used here. There's a little thing that shouldn't be there, and I'm just exploring more ranges because I've never had colours like this. Okay, so what have I ended up doing? Does that look a bit weird having that there? But these beautiful colours. I can't, yeah, I'll squash it. No, what about if I do that? What about that? That might be more sensible. We'll see. Oh, just squash everything in my nest. I think the lid comes off and that'd be even handier. But okay, let's leave that like that. So inside, I've ended up making a pocket here. There's a thread that's naughtily come through from the other side. Left the original backing of the quilt showing and then used this additional piece of quilt as a pocket. I put the little bit of, I just realised I haven't checked my video. It may stop filming if the phone is too full. A little bit of blanket here and a little bit of satin. And what I've been doing is just having that there, closes and pins there. And I realised I don't need to carry 100 pins around, and this needle can go there. But so far so good. And you may remember that I was playing around with putting another piece of quilt. So I've really got 1, 2, 3 different bits of quilt in this little needle, pins and needle type folder, if you like. But I have done something different. Originally I thought this would be for the scissors, but they didn't quite fit in. So I've tucked them in here. So they are surrounded by blanket and quilt, and they're not disturbed if the pins go close to them. So that was a bit of learning for me. Now, a few people have asked me about the scissors that Fleur provides and the brand. They don't actually have a brand on them. This one says stainless and it's the big pair. So if you go to a Fleur workshop, well, this was last year, we were provided with a pair of these scissors. And these ones have got little markings, but not a brand that's identifiable. So I'm sorry. The pattern looks the same, so you'll have to do your own adventure. But this size, is that what I had in there? Yeah. Now I can't even, how does that happen, Kate, that you can't even remember what you were just doing? It's excitement. So in there and in the back, and I like this for easy checking before I leave the house, have I got what I need to stitch with? And for me, if I've got a neutral and a pink, I'm happy ever after. And I then could put different colours in there. So that's where I'm up to. In here, I could have little bits and pieces to tuck away, which brings me to the bird. So this is the month of the bowerbird prompt, the bird itself. And this little one I showed you when I started. This one is less like a bird, but they do look better when they're cut out. So for me, it's, oh, that one is quite pretty with this. I wonder if let's just do that, because there's not a lot of pattern there. And see, if I travel with these, well, I'm not traveling on a plane with these scissors, but if these are in my bag with me, I like the idea of being able to cut both fabric and threads, collage style. Now, if I'm talking fast, I'm relieved to be here because I have been tearing fabric for most of the day, and my arms are tired, so it's sort of fun to have a little bit of time out. So in Quirky Kate style, I want to embroider all those flowers, and I want to mark out the vase. So really, if I was going to use this Quirky bird, I'd put her there, and then I could do my own flowers. Now, why do I like that? Because for me, it's layer upon layer. That's funny. It reflects where I'm up to when I make this little thing. Now, because I've got all these colours now, I could be thinking about how I want to stem stitch that, and that sort of is starting to look like a tablecloth. Now, someone might tell me I'm too far away, so how about which way how do I do that? No, I think it's just, let's do that, as long as my hands aren't too big. So it's good actually to stand up, because I can see now the delineation of that vase. But I think I'm feeling brave this afternoon. So this might turn into one of my KiN moments. So let's put that bird there. Birds are on the mind. I could cut up in between. Let's just be thinking there for a moment. Let's put my needle there. Very happy. Okay, confessions of someone who is new to doing things that are realistic. You know that I got those other birds from this set. They're quirky and they appeal to me because the shapes make me smile, and I think I can fill them. But Kate, not content with that in this challenge, I want to challenge myself. So I looked online and saw an embroidery of a bird that was made up of sections, like of this cotton, but in like satin stitch and abstract. I tried to imitate it and it went completely wrong. So confessions here, I am not good at this and I am trying, but I have to do it my way. So first confession, the legs are wrong. Second confession, I didn't like the colours that I chose, but I was excited by this range over here. So now over the top to try and fix it, I've put my paints. So bird is obscured, and you know how much I love these gouaches. Okay, so when all else fails, you can paint the colours. But what I would like to do is see if second attempt I could make this better. But the first thing I'm going to do is chop those legs off. And I did sketch it out in, what's that pen? You're going to see it in a minute. Fiction pen. And I might change my mind and redo the tail at a different time and put it on better legs, but at least that's something that I can remember doing. So that's not the pattern, but it's going to be the inspiration. So are you brave enough to stay with Kate as I try again? And I know many of you would be saying there's a lot of patterns out there. I am someone who can't follow a pattern very easily. So that's why I am determined to see if I can work out or develop my own sort of way. Now I'm using, this is beautiful textile that came from the States, but it is it's been washed and soaked, but it's stained. So I sort of like the idea of having this texture that will fray as well when it goes on to another work. These will be in my big quilt pieces, I think. But can I improve on that? I cannot draw, but I'm thinking, well, we all can draw, don't say that, Kate. I'm thinking, what appeals to me about this is it's sort of in stripes. So what I saw online had 3 stripes there, and then the tail, actually I did it wrong because the tail goes up like that, and it's got 2 colours on it. And then there's sort of, I'm trying to make it like rounder, and then we need, so that's sort of the tail and body of the bird, and then there's a little bit. See, this one's looking healthier because it's bigger. And then we'll go up here, we'll go round, somehow they should line up. And let's make I liked how it had this sort of a round breast shape here. And then coloured in there. So it's really like a, what did I do when I was young? Those colour by number. And then things in there. Okay, that looks more like a bird, doesn't it? Second attempt. And I'm not going any darker than that. Okay, what I'd like to do though is see if I can make a pink bird. Pink and orange. So and of course now I've got yellow, so it's going to be a yellow bird. I'm going to start from this tummy bit. So what have you been up to? New day ahead if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, and yeah, we're going into the weekend here in Australia. I suppose one of the reasons I'm doing this too is if you're like me, and I know actually many of you are beginner stitchers, you're saying. So if we can work out a way to sort of represent a bird together, that would be a win-win. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's make 6, 7. 6 and 7. I didn't start with this bit last time, so I'm already experimenting. Be great if I learn how to put things away at the same time. Okay, so now we sort of want to have a contrast. Is that enough? Yeah, I think so. I feel like I'm really flying here because I haven't even got any of my wools or my other needlebook down. So I forgot to tie the knot. Really relying on this little baby folder, and okay, so what I'm thinking is we're just going to do like a starburst around. There we go. That's Kate style, isn't it? Caught the fringe. I don't know how long this will take, my friends, so it will just go as long as we can start to see something, and if of course it doesn't work, I will save you. So maybe this is already better because I'm trying to work from the tummy up. Last time I started there. So if I can sort of start to see a bird shape. Funny for me not to be on blanket, but because this is thick enough, and of course you could do it on calico or anything. Someone in the early days said, "Oh, thank you for being vulnerable." Well, this one is Kate being very, very honest. and very open for people to have a bit of a laugh at what on earth is she thinking of doing. But, you know, if you have a laugh, that's also good, because laughter is good for us. And maybe that would be a good result. You can be saying, I can do that better. I'll go and try one now. So I do think this is like birds of a feather, that we're... Oh, can I make this down here? Yep. All right. So I have got a little sunshine there. Okay, now I need to have a colour that's going to be the main part of the bird. And I don't know yet whether that should be a bright or a soft. Why don't we do this pretty pink? Because they're made up birds anyway. I'll just go turn the light on. I don't know whether that will make much difference, but now I could make it easier for myself, I suppose, if I stem stitched like I have been with these other birds, but the one I saw, I liked it because it was raw and rustic like this. So let's start here. Let's do a stem stitch to start it off, and then turn it into our satin stitch. If this works, I'll be regretting why I didn't make a copy of this pattern, but the next one will be better. So beautiful things happening on the KiN Facebook group. I'm seeing birds, and I'm seeing bowerbird nests and all sorts of thrifting, and it's just lovely. So well done, everyone that's part of that group, or who just goes on to be inspired. I get inspired. That's why I thought I need to get on with my birds. The other realization is that obviously doing this with you is slower than my collaging. But I'll just embrace that. And you can make a decision whether you stay or not. All right, so I'm going to broaden this out now. I do like this colour combination. See, I tried to do blue and green, and you know, please don't take me the wrong way. I love blue and green, but I'm glad I tried it for my first one, and now I can be a bit bolder with my second one. I've missed a space there, but I can always go back or fill it in with something else. Let's go to there. Okay, where next? So this gets coloured in. Maybe to there. Maybe that should be straight. I'm not sure. So why don't I do a section here in colours that are going to be on the tail. And I don't know what they'll be. Should they be brighter? Nope. I need to go back and learn about the try this one. Doesn't feel as thick. What about this one? It's looking a bit like a flower, isn't it? It's like I can't help myself. Oh gosh. All right. What can we do here? Let's make this meet together first. Oh, no, not. Is there a pink and yellow bird out there? Who would? I doubt it. Actually, as I do this, I'm thinking, where will a bird like this live in my gardens? Okay. Just left that hanging because I think it needs 2 different colours down here. And then we're going to have an eye. And then we're going to have a beak. Somewhere around there. Or did I say that was the beak? Can't remember. Riveting stitching, I'm afraid, my friends. Not. I'm sort of hooked now to see whether it's going to work or not. Okay. And so many of you say, I'm just the background while you make, so that makes me feel better. We're just having fun together. Got all these things here. Sorry, I'm cramping the style. Now I'm trying to stitch with the back of my needle. That's good. We're in the eye territory now. You see birdie? Yeah, it's starting to, well, I can start to see. I hope you can. All right. It's like a lucky dip. What about it? We go a mustard. Would be nice for Juju, or this one's a little bit brighter, so let's do this. And we're just going to colour in the opposite direction, like slanty wise. What I could always do is come in over the top and put more layers of stitching, like fleur style, on top to tone the colours. When I've done this, I might turn the camera off and then speed it up for you a little bit. Fingers crossed that I come back. It's like a cross between a galah that that's probably what I'm being influenced by. Australian galahs are like pink and cockatiels as well. Shades of pink and white. Get a bit another stitch in there. Oh, and actually that's just given me thought I could be using this double. All right, progress is being made. I'm going to turn the camera off and I will pop back. Oh my gosh, I'm back, and how magic is that Fricks, whatever this pen is called? Because I've just ironed and all those black marks have disappeared. That's the first time I've actually used that. So here's my little birdie, and now I just want to go up for a tail, and I'm really starting to understand the shape. So thank you for your patience with me, because many of you have been doing this for a very long time. But as I said, part of being together is sharing adventures and learning, and that's why I'm here. I'm learning and evolving, and we can never, it's so good for us. That's what my mum said to me yesterday. She said, Katie, I don't think I'd be here if I didn't sew every day. That's how strongly she feels about it. Okay, so let's imagine that's the bottom of the tail. Do I want to put a little funny thing on like that? I don't know about that. Let's just go down to nothing, and I can feel, we can judge what that looks like afterwards. So that's like that. Is that proportional right about? Oh, goodness me. See, thank you for your help, your company, because that's helped me be brave. Right, we need a little bit of colour on the top here. So when we go, yeah, let's do, I've got all these oranges out and haven't used them. Anything would go, wouldn't it? Use a little bit of this one again. Limit the colours. I don't need very much. Okay, this time I'm going to, oh yeah, I'll just start here. Hope it's not too dark for you. So I'm actually starting to see this bird more holistically and in enough sections now that I could do her over and over again, or with variations. No two will ever be the same when I try to do things, but I'm excited by that possibility. Yeah, just a few more. That's a bit wide, Kate. How am I going to fix it? Let's just go like that, make it straight, like a stem stitch. Yep. A little one there. Yep. Now, here is the scary part, the realistic bits. And by that I mean beaks, eye, and so let's just, this comes off. So where's the eye of the birdie? In there? Do you think? Don't know. beak. Get scared when I have to do legs and beaks, but I did like that colour because it's not too obtrusive, and if it's wrong, maybe a little bit darker. Scared. Oh no. See, when I try and hurry, I just split the thread. There we are, we can do that. I think it's actually 2 strands less than it started out, but that's probably a good thing. All right, let's start a little fatter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wouldn't it be wonderful if it worked out with 5? Do you think? One tiny one more, and then down. Yep. Have I got enough for 2 little leggies? Where do legs on the bird go? Depends if they were on a branch or... Yeah, my friends, I think I'm going to stop there because I want to think about that and I want to think about the eye. But I think compared to this thing where we started, this one is an improvement. And I like that this is more case in the nest than this one. So I've actually got the tingles. Thank you for being here with me during that, because that was truly new for me. And I have to thank, see, everything is part of a story. I have to thank the owner of this beautiful box of threads who donated it for the good of others to the sewing basket. And I just happened to be there at the right time in my journey to be inspired. So I want whatever you are stitching, just enjoy, keep learning, and I will see you again soon. For now, it's Kate in the Nest. Bye-bye.